Ice cream man is coming! Ice cream!
Oh my god, I can't with you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Joan here, and today's video is going to be about how I became a second AC assistant camera on a feature film. And I wanted to share my story because I felt that I wanted to reassure people and inspire people as well. If ever they were in doubt and they felt that they were incapable of doing this type of work or just have this job position, that you are able to do it. Even if you've never done it before, because that's what happened to me. I've never been a second AC before. And I am very grateful for the opportunity and for the people who believed in me and trusted that I was able to still do it. And I went to this job just with the little knowledge that I knew, with the research that I did, and it's just really different when you're actually there and you have to perform and you have to just do your job. And at the same time, you don't want to tell people that you've never done this job before, because then all of a sudden they're just gonna second guess, why are you here in the first place and why did not someone else get this job? And here I am going to tell you the story. So a year ago, I was in Dubai on vacation, and my friend Paula, who was the first AC on this job, she reached out to me, and we met a year ago on a commercial job, and we clicked, we became friends, and not gonna lie, we actually never saw each other again after that commercial job, but we kept in touch. And she remembered how I wanted to get more involved in the film industry because my background is mostly photography, especially if you followed my channel. And I told her I really want to just gain more experience, this and that. And so when this opportunity arose, she thought of me. She asked when I would be coming back to the US, if I was going to come back to the US. And I told her, yeah, I am. And so she told me about this job, and I honestly didn't really know what this movie was about. I just knew that I would just have this job, which would be being a second AC. And she was very kind enough to literally break down what I needed to know beforehand. And we met before, obviously, the work or job itself. We talked about it. She went over the gear that she had already being an AC and what I would need to get to prepare myself for the job. I also read a book about camera assisting, which I didn't finish. So if ever you come across that book, I don't expect you to finish that book right away unless you're a fast reader. But I just skimmed through it. And in the end of the day, the test is literally when you're on set, just showing people that you really know what you're doing and just fulfilling the task that you are given. And so, not gonna lie, the first 3 days on set, I was a nervous wreck. I've never worked with anybody else on set besides my friend Paula. And so I literally was thinking to myself, does anyone even realize that I've never done this before? And also, she told me or advised me that I shouldn't tell anyone that I've never done this before. And no one said anything to me. Everyone just did their thing. And maybe people noticed, but they didn't say anything. I don't know. We're all good friends. We're family now. And I literally just came on set with my AC kit, which I have a video on my channel which talks about the stuff that I usually bring on set. And then I just would remember the things I learned beforehand and then just like put it into use. And then obviously being on set, I would learn as I went. Other things that I couldn't learn on YouTube, I had to learn literally right in front of me. So on the third day, I literally caved, like I gave up. I wanted to tell the DP, the cinematographer, Paul, that I never did this job before, just because I don't have the best poker face. And part of me just started feeling more and more imposter syndrome, that I just wanted to tell him what was up. And I talked to him on the side, and luckily enough, he did not get upset or anything like that. He literally just took it all in and just said that he didn't even realize that I've never done this before. And he always reassured me that I was doing a good job. And if I didn't tell him, then he would have not known. And at the same time, it was good that we had that conversation, because then throughout the rest of the days on set, he really mentored me, and he guided me and just would give me notes in how to improve as an AC. And I really appreciate that. That's why I love Paul to death, because he could have definitely just, I don't want to say fire me, but he could have literally just reacted differently, and he didn't. He just became someone who really just still believed in me, because we are the camera team. It was literally just the three of us, and we were together every day on set. And it's like, I'm the sidekick to all of them. So I didn't want to disappoint. And it made things even go better and faster and efficient, because he knew now what I was capable of and what I can handle and do. And if I needed help, I could always ask him. I could always ask Paola. So it was really nice, because we were a good trio all together. And my job literally was like so many things. I had to slate, meaning I had to say the take, the scene number, all of that. And then I would have to like disappear, like meaning like I would have to run off. Sometimes I would have to just watch and observe everything going on, because like I just have to be on cue and like run on, you know, and mark, meaning like I would have to position and let and leave marks where the actors, or like where they should position themselves, or where camera's gonna stay, things like that. And it wasn't like two actors just, you know, having a scene together. I would have to mark literally like 4 people all the time, or sometimes it would be the 4 actors plus all the extras. I would have to like mark sometimes, just because to just make the scene look, you know, compositionally, aesthetically pleasing. So it was a lot of like just paying attention, being attentive. And then so it's just like not just focusing on the actors, but also focusing on the crew, like making sure that script supervisor knew what was up, like what scene number we're on. And then it's like writing notes about what like the camera lens, what scene number we're on, whatever like lenses, filters, like everything. I had to like do that in the meantime while they're filming. And then it's like I have to make sure that everyone is like good, like they're all like hydrated, things like that. And I also was doing media management. So it's like from time to time, I would also have to offload footage and make sure that was all good. It's just like, it was, and then just like moving around equipment from like one place to the other for different scenes, things like that. Like my mind was like, never stop. It just would always keep thinking of like 5 steps ahead, like what do I need to do? And you never want to be on set and look like you're not doing anything. You always want to just seem productive, even if you're not doing anything. And it's like, even if I wasn't doing all of the things I just mentioned, I would have to just make sure that like the camera cart was like in good condition, like it was organized, or just like things like, or like the monitors especially, like they were always, there was like batteries that were charged. So like if we were like in a location that we couldn't plug into an outlet, things like that. Just making sure that, like I'm saying, like it's like I wish there was like more than one of me. Like maybe there needed to be 3 of me or 4. Because it's like I have to focus on the prep, I have to focus on while it's happening, or even afterwards. And it was just like a lot. And especially too when it was like the weather conditions, like sometimes it would rain, things like that, then you would have to just like figure out like how to manage all of this too in that sort of situation. And yeah, I learned a lot, and I'm very, very thankful for this whole opportunity. And it goes to show like, yeah, it is important, like word of mouth, like people you may know can give you the opportunity to do these kind of jobs, even if you've never done it before. But also it's the fact that when you are given the opportunity to do it, when you're put on the spot, like you need to be able to do your job. And so for me, I really wanted to make sure that there were no complaints, that if I did a mistake, I want to say that too, it is okay to make mistakes. I don't want people to think that you have to be perfect, because I've made plenty of mistakes. And like, not to be so hard on yourself if you make a mistake. I just always told myself, it's not anything personal. People are here to just do their jobs. There are definitely people here who have worked on bigger and have done this type of work for a long period of time, more than me. And if they were to tell me something, it wasn't in a way where like they were getting mad or upset. It was just them letting me know, so then I don't have to do it again. And that was like my biggest mantra for myself. If someone told me a mistake that I've done, I want to learn from it and then never do it again. Like, especially on the same job. Like, I wouldn't want them to complain about the same thing again. So it was like after this feature film, and when I got to continue and work on other jobs, the things that I learned there, the mistakes that I encountered, and I now know better and how to, you know, improve. I would just hope that the next job, I would just not do those mistakes again, and like someone could just point out something else that I might have not known and then learn from those. But then again, like I said, sometimes you forget, because there's just so many aspects when it comes to working on this type of job. And it would be literally like 14-hour days, and not every time we were in the same location. Like, we would be in different houses, we would be outdoors, like just like in the parking lot. Like, you would have to learn how to adjust and maneuver wherever you are, but you're still doing the same type of work, but might be in a smaller situation, or sometimes it could be more grandiose. So you just gotta like just know how to be like a chameleon and like just literally adjust. And to keep calm, I think that's something I've always now learned every time I'm on set, to always be a problem solver and always be calm, and like just you know, literally be patient and try to figure out how to solve something. Like, I think everyone on a film set would be great for escape room, just because like you're on a time crunch, and then everyone is like working together to make this movie or a commercial or music video happen. And like for me, I'm just always like, wow, I'm so impressed by all these people. Like, they're not getting angry or they're not getting upset. I'm not saying no one ever gets upset or angry. I think most of the time, and that's why a lot of people, you know, will like just do something to de-stress. But I've been fortunate enough, the people I've been working with, it's like, there are many times I would encounter situations where I feel like they could have gotten mad or angry. Not at me per se, just like in general. And I'm just so impressed by how they just keep their like cool, calm composure, and like they just don't get mad. They just figure out on how to just execute and just continue on. Like, that's the thing about when you work on a job like this. You just like, no matter what happens, anything bad that can happen, you just have to you just have to continue on. And sometimes it could be in a very negative way, where like someone gets injured and you just like feel bad because like you know that person and you worked with that person for a while, and then you're just like, oh, you just gotta continue. You just gotta like find another person to just like take their place, and you just have to continue, just so this project, whatever that may be, can be completed. Stuff like that I learned. And it was a lot. It was a lot, and I don't regret it at all. It was such a great and fun experience. The thing is, like, when you get to work with each other every like single day, when the movie ended, it was like such a like heartbroken, like a breakup moment, because it's like now we're all like separating and like, you know, going on to doing, you know, better things. And it was nice to, again, go to the film festival and reunite and like catch up and things like that. But it was really fun to work on this movie. Once you get a feel for how everyone works, it's like everyone, you get to know like how people are, and then you just know like, you know, just like muscle memory, like what to do. Like not every DP is gonna respond or react the same way as another DP. So it's like, now that I know, like, let's say what Paul would like, it's like I don't have to like think twice. It's like I know what lenses he wants to usually use. I know like how he wants to like frame up, what filters, you know what I mean? It's like you just start to like get a feel for like what, especially your team wants, because that's who you work with. Yeah, you get to work with everyone else as a whole technically, but you don't really do what they do. You just stick to your team. So literally, like I said, we were a very small team, us three as a whole. We just were like a unit that just stuck together. We didn't get COVID, luckily, because every other part of the crew did, and that was scary because we just was on a time crunch. And what was really cool, this is like a super side note, is that I brought my film cameras, and we as a whole also like bonded over taking photos on film. Not just the camera team, like every other like person had a film camera, which was nice, even the actors, and then we would all just like have a shared group album where we would just all like upload our photos. So I'm just here gonna share some photos that I shot on Polaroid, which was pretty nice. So we would take some, I would take some Instax of like behind the scenes, and it was just nice to have like souvenirs like this, you know, just so you could look back and just like, this is Sydney, and yeah, it's just, I just love like having stuff like this. So, and it's also a good icebreaker, you know, when you're on set, you could talk to people and share with them, you know, these kind of things. So yeah, these are the actors. I got them to sign. And so they're like in their actual outfit on set. And then, yeah, it's like literally like playing cards. And then there you go. Voila. In a previous video, I talked about the movie I worked on. So it's called Reality. It premiered at Berlinale, and I got to go to Berlin, Germany to see it for the first time. It's this movie right here. And coincidence enough, Sydney is the face of Armani, the actress, and this is the pamphlet for Berlinale. A lot of exposure for our movie. I went into this job not knowing how big of a project it would be. So imagine someone who's never done this job before, and then all of this happening throughout the movie, just like working on it, and then like afterwards, now all the exposure it's getting. It's really great to hear. And I'm really proud that I got to work on this job and just do this and have no complaints, and here at wrap at the end of the film, of the movie, that the camera team, we did a great job. So that all made me happy. So I hope sharing the story with you inspires you, that, or reassures you that you can do this job, whether or not you have the experience. Like I said, I mean, don't go in there like not knowing anything at all, but like if you take the chance and do take the time to research and learn beforehand as much as you can. I guess I'm trying to just also say that I didn't go to school to be an AC or something like that, or I didn't take a course. I just literally learned on my own as much as I can with the guidance of Paula, and then there you go. Just learned on set pretty much what I needed to know. And with every other little thing that I mentioned earlier, I think then you're good to go to do this type of work. So thank you again for watching, and stay tuned till the next video. Sayonara. It's the end of the video, so don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, it will help me in the long run. Okay, bye.